Allies, going to do a video about Alliance Showdown. And so, Alliance Showdown is an event that happens every 3 weeks now. And then, it's important to note that it will essentially alternate between ace weeks and off ace weeks. And so this week is off ace. Um, there are, there's the information here. And so important things to note is that you want to be in the alliance 10 minutes before reset, when the showdown begins, in order to participate in showdown in that alliance. And that failing or canceling quests results in consumption of quest attempts. You cannot recover that. And then that tasks can be refreshed by R4 or R5 officers for the alliance. And then there is a recent update. So like when normal quests are accepted or deleted, clock starts for 30 minutes for the refresh of the task. There are also personal tasks that are available to each individual person, and they updated that recently to update every 10 minutes. And then this is the personal task. It's located, it's the first one right here. And I am on my main account, so I am an officer, so the regular tasks have the capability to delete, and for any individual person, the personal tasks can also be deleted, and that will cause that refresh. And then so in the case of the regular tasks, that's the 30-minute refresh, and we spend a lot of time staring at clocks. And then for the personal tasks, it will be 10 minutes to refresh. And then as you're looking through tasks, like, it's very important to try to do tasks that you know that you can complete. And so sometimes there can be support in doing this, but you want to be looking at what is going to be required for the task itself, what the time allowance for the task is, and hopefully I can find right now. Okay, so we have these two gathering tasks, and so they are different materials. One is gas, one is wood. One thing to note is that the amount for the wood, it's not very much wood. So that's less than 10 marches would be required, 280. The time involved is only 11 hours. And so, you want to be careful when you start to accept tasks for the timing of them. If you know that you're going to, be going to sleep soon, don't choose tasks that end really quickly unless you know that you're going to finish them immediately. For gathering tasks, typically there's going to be more time that's required. And then for the gas one, this is 36,000. And then gas is, more difficult to collect. That's essentially 36 gathers of level 5 here. So, kind of like, you can calculate how many of those resource tiles it's going to be. And then but like for the gas one, the amount then has 3 days, and that corresponds to 143 points. And then so like really for Showdown, you want to balance the ease of a task and the points that you can get from them, and then how much it's going to take to complete them. So like here's, there's this speed build tech training task, and where it's using speedups, and you have to fulfill 13 days, 8 hours of speed up use within 2 days. The 176 task is 20 days total, and you have, I can't remember if it's 3 days or 4 days, but it's longer to be able to complete it. Then it's kind of an interesting gauge to like look at the scaling associated with these. An important set of ones to be aware of is for the enhancement and promotion materials. So like for gear chip module, which I don't have an example here, unfortunately, that the scaling is a little bit interesting regarding what the points are. And so there is a 113 point task that requires 400 materials versus there's a 120 point task that requires 200,000 of the materials. So then there's very little advantage to taking the 113 versus the 120, except that sometimes it's very difficult for tasks to show up. And then so for the material type tasks, this is a get modification materials task. And then so again, it's 36,000, and then you have 12 hours to do it. The materials related tasks have this information button that can be accessed through either the tile, or the main description also has this information tile, and it tells you the points associated with that task. And so you can also check that ahead of time to check, like, okay, so the exchange amount ends up being the same. Like, so like, modification material box can be exchanged for 1 gear lock or 10 gear modifier. So these are all equivalent for like when boxes are used, but in terms of checking your supplies, it can be important to check that what you have for your materials that you can use for that. How many do you have in order to be able to use that? And then so like for this case again, like 1 gear lock is the same as 10 gear modifier. And then so in the case of that task, that requires 300 boxes to be able to complete. And then so you can check that, and then so that's also going to be the case for the gear chip module cube tasks as well. All right, and then so, and just so you're aware, like for training, this general speed up, there's also build, and there's research. These are all, they've become all speed up related. There is no training might or building might or research might anymore. And then one thing to watch out for is that there are mystery tasks, which look like gigantic question marks, and they're very tempting for the point numbers. But then in our list, we do have information regarding what tasks are available in the mystery tasks. And so the majority of them have a random set of tasks that can be available for those mystery tasks. They tend to be risky in terms of acceptance because you don't know what is going to be selected. So for people who are going to do that, it's like, some people will accept them because they like the thrill of the unknown. They know that they have the full range of time and materials in order to handle any of the options that are going to come up. Or they've already made over 1,000 points and they know that there's a little bit more flexibility regarding kind of like what you need to earn to claim the prizes. It's still risky unless you have completed the requirements to claim everything and your alliance has also completed everything to claim. And so in the amounts and the prize levels, in order to claim all of the prizes through level 30, you do need to earn individual points in order to be able to access the alliance prizes. And so this is a good change. I think that this was implemented some months ago, but it really kind of ensures that as many people as possible within the alliance will earn those points. And because before you could essentially do 0 tasks and you could claim all the prizes before, which would actually make people who did the efforts on tasks pretty angry when people claimed those prizes. So it makes it more realistic regarding what you can claim. Does depend on your actually completing tasks and earning points. Right? And then the for when the claiming comes around, now the game timing has been adjusted. And so there aren't events that align with the claiming. It used to be that if Showdown was during Ace, the claiming was the off Ace days, and the claim period overlapped with having the Gear Refiner event, and then it became Glory and Gear Refiner. And you had to choose between the Glory and the Refinement. In that case, for the new, when it was Glory and Enhancement, Refiner, sorry, Glory and Refinement, the points for that event, the Refinement was twice the value of the Glory. But then in the claiming tiers, there's always 1.5 Glory for the Refinement. So we used to recommend that people claim the refinement. Um, but the timing no longer coincides to when you can have that impact. So we tell people to claim when convenient, and it doesn't matter now for advantage regarding claiming glory or refinement. The primary remaining recommendation is that on the levels of 10, there are this choice of items, and one of the choices is diamonds. If there is a tier claim level with diamonds, claim the diamonds over the other items that are available. The value of exchange is just higher to claim the diamonds. All right. So, and then, from an alliance sort of standpoint, depending on what your tier you're in, um, you know, having your alliance be in the top 3 earns additional prizes. But then, if you're in the top 5, you can get promoted. And if you're in the bottom 5, you will get demoted. And if you're in the middle, you just stay at the same level. And so that kind of covers. Oh, so here are these mystery tasks. So yeah, there's no information regarding like what they are. And so when there are a lot of them, you can see somebody has gone and cleared a good number of tasks away, but the random tasks are still here. They probably just came up. Um, you can always ask for an R4 to refresh the tasks. All right. Because right now, we would rather remove the temptation of doing the mystery task because people can accept tasks that they can't finish. All right. That covers what I wanted to do. Oh, I don't have any really nice examples, but really easy tasks tend to be associated with help tasks, where you can ask people within the alliance to send helps, and the respondents for that, what we do is I save my heals, and I can select a lower number of units and do essentially partial heals, which makes a lot of the heals available. Depending on the tier level, you can go to a certain number that is very small to kind of preserve what you have available to heal. Um, if you have a lot of T1s and that's all you have, then you don't have that much time to actually trigger the heal, share the heal, and have it be accepted in time. So when people have started to ask for heals, I'll usually at least start with the larger one to ensure that they can get onto the help page. And then usually people will stay there, and the heal can be triggered very quickly. But otherwise, if you don't have enough time, then the heal will clear too quickly before somebody can accept it and use it for the task. Um, so other easy ones tend to be associated with arena dueling. And then and it went away, but there was a gear task there, which is aligned with today's event. So somebody probably claimed that as quickly as it showed up. Um previously and previously another easy type of task is the transfer task. Um, they're still kind of easy, but from a consumption standpoint, they're not efficient because they only now have the general resources tasks, and then where they had larger amounts of resources which are required for the transfer. So um these numbers are probably wrong, but as an example, before you could do say 6 million food for 100 points, and now you can do um 6 million resources and you'll only get 54 points or something. And those are probably wrong, but then like the exchange factor is worse with the general resources, and those are the only transfer tasks available. But if people need to transfer resources from their, like, from a farm to a main, um it can be an easy task. And then um, there used to also be heal tasks, which have disappeared. There also were alliance coin tasks, which have disappeared. And so, they were replaced when the nano weapon tasks were split into crafting, or maybe when they added the nano weapon, they added nano weapon materials and nano weapon crafting. And so those are distinct. They do not cross. Um, and then the bio enhancement tasks were added. And then modification tasks were added. And then so the healing alliance coin and transfer tasks disappeared, and then they re-added the general transfer tasks back. All right, so hopefully that helps with some explanations on Showdown. A lot of clock staring. Only accept tasks that you can complete. Balance task points with ease. Be sure to check the timing available for tasks and complete tasks within the time allotted, or the task will fail and that chance will be lost. And, communicate with allies if you're short of something, or you need help, or you don't know if a task is possible. Oh, sorry. One more easy type task which is available. So the easiest tasks that are still available: arena attack, because you can go in and you can flee. Help tasks, because you can get help from your allies and they tend to be good for timing associated with those. And then lair tasks are still available. There's a 6 lair task, and then so the recommendation for completing especially large numbers of lair tasks is that you can save stamina by having level 7s run, and then get that task completed more quickly. All right. Hopefully that's helpful, and I wish everybody luck on Showdown.